The Yankees have a lot they need to do this offseason if they want to contend next year. The list is almost infinite, but I want to narrow it down to just five key things that the Yankees need to do, issues that they need to address if they want to win next season. The first one is getting an actual left fielder on the team. Left field has been a constant issue for the Yankees for about 2 to 3 years now. They've trusted Aaron Hicks. He's been bad. Then they've trusted whoever they really kind of feel like. The Yankees have no real plan with left field. That was the message that this season. Players like Jake Bauers were forced to play a ton. And you cannot win the World Series without having a starting left fielder that you can count on. You can't just say, oh, we'll throw out some random guy who's doing well. No, Yankees, you need a plan. Left fielders hurt you for 3 years in a row now. Let's get something going here. You need a lefty left fielder who can hit. And guess what? There are a handful of those available. Through free agency, the Yankees could get Cody Bellinger. He would cost a lot of money if they want to get him, but he's having a great season. And if you want to buy in on the rebound, then he could be a really solid player to get. In the international market, you could get Jung-Hoo Lee, who's the Korean MVP. He's a contact batter, puts the ball in play, really fast, great defense. And if you want to go for a trade, you could possibly get Juan Soto, who would add a massive bat to the Yankees. 3 players right there. 3 players who you could get in different ways and are left-handed and would lock up left field for the Yankees. There are options, Yankees, and you need to know who's going to be the left fielder going into spring training if you want to contend in 2024. The second area is the pitching rotation. Besides Garrett Cole and Clark Schmidt, and maybe Michael King, there's a ton of uncertainty in the Yankees rotation. I mean, Carlos Rodon, who knows what we're going to get out of him? He has been terrible and injury-riddled. Nestor Cortez, bad season, big injury issues. And then that's kind of the rotation there. Cole, Schmidt, King, Rodon, Cortez. I do not trust that. The Yankees need to get at least one more starter this offseason. Preferably 2. Because injuries always happen, and there's just a lot of uncertainty with starting pitchers. As I said, there's always trades that you can be made, especially with starting pitchers, because there's a lot of starters in MLB. There's 5 starters on every single team at a bare minimum, so there are a ton of starters that the Yankees could trade for. Then in free agency, the Yankees could get one of the free agents. There's a lot of guys there. They could try bringing back Jordan Montgomery maybe. Then internationally, they could get Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who's the MVP in Japan and a great young starting pitcher. There's a lot of options, and the Yankees need to get more consistency behind Cole. You need a consistent rotation. You cannot count on injury-riddled players with inconsistent track records if you want to win baseball games. The third area is depth. Poor depth hurt the team a lot last year. The Yankees were playing guys like Willie Calhoun, Oswaldo Cabrera, and just random pitchers. I mean, the Yankees had so many random relievers on the team at the end of the year, I can't even name all of them. Oswaldo Cabrera played over 100 games and couldn't hit. There needs to be backup plans on this team because the depth is thin. Think about first base. Rizzo, he's coming off of a concussion. Who knows what the Yankees are going to get there? And if Rizzo gets hurt, then you turn to DJ LeMahieu. Well, LeMahieu has had an injury history himself and is getting up there in age. So you need some more depth at first base there. And then injuries always happen. Sometimes there are preventable things that are the Yankees medical staff just doing poorly. Sometimes they're freak injuries, like Aaron Judge crashing into concrete in Dodger Stadium. There are things you can and cannot control, but great teams have really good depth that help them survive until their star players are back. The Yankees just didn't have that last year. When Judge went down, they had no good depth players to replace him, and the Yankees need better depth if they want to contend. The fourth area is the front office. This is a big thing the Yankees need to address. The front office and the coaching staff. Because a lot has gone wrong with the team, and I think a lot of blame can go to the coaches and can go to the front office. Now, what exactly is it? I'm unsure. Maybe it's the Yankees' use of analytics. Maybe it's the way they're developing players. Maybe it's how coaches suggest changes to players. I don't know. I'm not in the room where it happens, where the Yankees go over their plans for the coaches. That stuff is harder to figure out. It's harder to know the internals of the Yankees front office. But the Yankees have a lot of flaws, and the flaws in the organization go deep, and they need to find these changes and fix them to help in the future. Otherwise, it's a scary future for the Yankees as a fan. Number 5, the Yankees must do something this offseason. It cannot be a repeat of the trade deadline. At the trade deadline, the Yankees either should have sold or bought. It was that simple. The writing was on the wall. They needed better players if they wanted to contend. Otherwise, they weren't going to make it. And the Yankees didn't do anything. And then it caused them to have a mad sell-off when they had to place players on waivers to shed some salary. It can't be a repeat of the trade deadline. This team is not going to win unless changes are made. And players are only getting older. Judge is older. Cole is older. Stanton, Rizzo, LeMahieu. The Yankees are an old team, and they're getting further away from their prime with every single year. So the time to win is now. Make some changes. Do some things this offseason. Get some free agents. Do some trades. Even if the trades don't work out, it's better to make trades than not to and say, oh, we'll just run it back. You can't run it back. The Yankees must do something this offseason. They have to. So those are 5 things that I think the Yankees need to do if they want a chance of winning in 2024.